All right, welcome back to What the Farm. This is Jim. Today we're going to talk about making alcohol in jail. I have firsthand experience with this, but instead of just sitting here staring at me this whole time, I decided I would let you watch me make my homemade version of Hostess cupcakes. So that's what that is. I had made the cupcakes. We were at the store and I saw uh, Hostess cupcakes, and I thought, I bet I could make something that tastes much better than that. And what you're going to watch is me filling the cupcakes. If you like my content, let me know. Uh, I really appreciate everyone who watches these videos. I understand that my storytelling has got a long way to go, but I work on it all the time. For the longest time, I spent most of my time alone, not speaking to too many people. So be patient with me. I have a lot of funny things that have happened in my life, and today we are talking about the time that I watched these people make some kind of hooch in jail. So uh, I last year for the Super Bowl were stuck in jail, and for weeks before then, these guys, uh, I don't know what's wrong with them. If they had spent the amount of energy and time in building a business or working for an employer, they would be millionaires. The amount of intelligence that's just wasted on people who are in jail or living a life of constantly being caught committing crimes is it's sad. Anyhow, one day this guy's walking around collecting different things from people, and I don't know, he's a friend of mine. Maybe 3 hours later, he hands me this little bag and says, "Here, hold on to this," or you know, could you hold this for a while? And I was like, no, I'm not getting it. What is it? I don't want to get in trouble. And it was what he was calling the germ. So this is taking bread, I think, a couple other, I guess he never really told me, but it was something to try to create yeast to start a fermentation process. And in jail, they primarily don't give you anything with sugar in it, not direct. So it would have to be something like fruit. There's no flour other than in bread, but they would somehow get this to start growing, and they would keep it hot. And so maybe 2 or 3 weeks before the Super Bowl, he starts this process, and before you know it, he has probably four big, huge garbage bags, because that's the only thing you can use in jail to hold anything. Uh, Full of water, growing this crap in it. Um, every day when we had lunch, if we got bananas or something, and for a while we got a banana all the time. So he was collecting everyone's bananas and throwing it into this thing, and he kept growing it and growing and sleeping with it. And I was just like, how are we going there are many cameras looking at you all the time. And he'd take this giant bag over to the shower to warm it up or add water or nurture it, doing whatever it was that he was doing. And from my perspective, it stunk. I could smell it all the time. I'm an alcoholic. I was not interested in participating in any of this crap. And I didn't want any more trouble than I already had. And the guards would come in, and sometimes they do inspections and they would just miss these giant bags of um, alcohol basically growing. And we get like in the week before the Super Bowl, uh, the only thing that you could buy that had like powder, like um, granular sugar in it, was this kind of Kool-Aid mix that you would buy in malt. It was a big bag, and there was multiple servings, kind of like a big bag of Gatorade or something. But it was sugar. It was Kool-Aid, and maybe 10 or 15 people had some, and basically everyone gave that to him. All of these bags of real sugar got dumped in this thing, and it just exploded with all of a sudden it's bubbling, and foaming and doing all this fermenting. And he believed that they could get up to 17 or 18% alcohol out of this. Um, I have no understanding of this. This is not my life. I don't do this kind of thing. I never wanted to make my own beer or alcohol or anything. And I also have no interest in participating in this. And there were many people that are like, come on, Jim, it'll be fun. You can drink. And it's going to be just a check out from being in jail. And I'm like, I'm in jail because I couldn't stop drinking. Now, I'm not going to continue this habit. I needed, from my perspective, something had to change. So the Super Bowl comes and they hand out cups to everyone who wanted to participate. And it was like almost the entire pod. There's 30 people in there. By the second quarter, half of the people are hammered because nobody's consuming any alcohol. So their tolerance is just in the toilet. And I'm sitting there sober and rapidly getting super annoyed with these people who are turning into bumbling idiots. They all stink. It just reeks of alcohol. The whole place just smells like shitty, uh, you know, crappier than Mad Dog or Boone's Farm garbage. And I lived in Alaska where the natives would make this kind of crap in their bathtub, and that was poison. I don't, but this just smelled raunchy. And maybe by the fourth quarter, there are people falling around. This is all on camera. The guards can see all this, and they were just plastered. The amount of hangover the next day, the amount of throwing up that went on that night was awe-inspiring. Everyone uses a community toilet. We had 2 of them. There's 30 people in line to puke their brains out, while other people are using them to go poop. But as soon as that was done, as soon as Super Bowl was over, they had started a new germ, they called it, and it just so happened within a couple of days of that, the guards did a inspection, and maybe one of them had been on vacation and wasn't looking, because there was no hiding this giant bag of stuff. Anyway, he comes in, he's giving someone a hard time. He can see the plastic sticking out of the pillow, and he says something to the guy who was growing it. His name was Mike, and he said, "What the hell is that? You have 3 seconds to go dump that in the toilet." And that was the end of that was the end of the making alcohol while I was in jail. Though I left pretty shortly after that. Anyway, it was a very entertaining story. These people's creativity just blow your mind. But let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll talk to you next time. All right, bye.